John Calvin, Select Letters, Episode 14. For this series, we will be using the same text as previously, that is, the letters and answers of John Calvin, as prepared in Geneva at the print shop of Peter Sant'Andreanus, including the Life of Calvin by Theodore Beza. Calvinus Farello, quod bene veritate Deus, hic retentus sum ut volebas, super est ut viratum quoque mecum retineam, quem a me aveli nullo modo patiar, tuae quoque omnium qua fratrum partes, me hic adjuvare, nisi vultus me frustra excruciari, ac sine commodo esse miserrimum. We begin with a salutation, which is Calvin sends greetings to Farel. This would be salutem plurimum dicit, with Calvinus as the nominative, he's the sender, and the recipient in the dative, dativus. This is the standard form for letter writing since the time of Caesar. So Calvin sends greetings to Farel, a circumstance, quote, God has ordained or has administered well. The letter then begins with the relative pronoun quod, which is in the neuter singular and accusative. It's the object of veritat, which is a third singular present subjunctive. So this circumstance God has organized or orchestrated. He has caused it to turn out well, we might say, namely that I am kept here, hic retentus sum, as you were wishing. The here is Geneva, and the year, as we will see later in the letter, is 1543. Notice that volebas is indicative, and ut plus an indicative always conveys in Latin a parenthetical idea. Super est, it remains. As for the rest, this is what remains, namely, that I should have with me, or that vire, also with me, I should keep. So vire, this is Pierre Vire, who was one of the three who led the Reformation in Geneva, along with Calvin and Farel. So as for the rest, as for what remains, it's this. This is the part that still needs consideration, that I should have vire with me. Retineam, first singular, present subjunctive, and active, from the second conjugation verb retineo retinere, like so. We then have a relative clause, namely quem through patiar, which modifies viretum, tells us who he is, a man whom, from me, to be pulled away, to be plucked away, in no fashion shall I allow. So quem, the antecedent, is viretum. It's masculine and singular. It's accusative because it is the subject of aveli, the passive infinitive, whereas viratum is accusative as the object of retineam. So remember, a relative gets its gender and its number from the antecedent, but the case from the use in the clause. So whom, quem, i.e. vire, from me, ablative of separation, to be pulled away, I will in no fashion allow. And then he says, tuae quoque omniumque fratrum partes. Tuae partes here is the subject. Partes is feminine, plural, and ablative. Pars can sometimes mean one's obligation or one's task. So your, he's speaking to Farel, also, tuae quoque, also yours, and of all the brothers, your partes, your task, is, so we have to understand sunt being supplied here, your task is to help me, me hic adjuvare, to help me here, and hic is Geneva. Unless you want, nisi vultus, that I in vain be tortured, excruciari. So here we get an insight into Calvin's view of his work in Geneva in the year 1543. Unless you desire that I be tortured, me excruciari. So me is masculine, singular, and accusative as the subject of the infinitive, and this is from the first conjugation verb excrucio, excruciare, like so, to be put on a cross, excruc, and here it is as a passive infinitive. Unless you want me to be tortured in vain to no point, that is frustra. There's a second infinitive with vultus, so the first one is me excruciari, the second one is me, implicit, esse miserrimum, unless you want me to be tortured in vain, and without any benefit, sine commodo, to be, that I be very unhappy, miserrimum. This is the superlative adjective from miser, which is the positive degree.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the lesson, please press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment.